So I was really excited to be chosen for the pest-free project, and even more excited that it was a bird, because obviously, as you can tell, I am a bird artist and I adore birds. And it was fascinating getting to know more about the grey-faced petrel who nest at the end of our peninsula, because they are quite an elusive bird. They do spend most of their time out at sea, and they just come in the winter just to breed, and they have these metre-long burrows where they lay their egg, and this really cute little chick, there's just a bundle of feathers. And of course they're going to be predated by stoats and rats and cats, so there's a lot of trapping that the community does to protect these birds who've only just started breeding and being able to breed successfully. So as an artist who paints birds, it was interesting because it was, okay, so what kind of, how can I capture the personality of this bird? Because they're very charismatic birds. And I was watching this grainy black and white footage. I wanted to get down there to get my own photo because I always use my own photos. But unfortunately it was so inaccessible, but it just wasn't going to happen. And so I was lucky to find somebody who had a great photo. There's a lovely man who does sea tours up north, Scott Brooks, and he let me use his photo as a reference. And so here is the grey-faced petrel in one of its, as it normally is, in fact, flying. And it's majestic flyer. It's really powerful. It's fast. I think it can fly up to, is it 100 kilometers an hour? But they have these metre-long wings, and they feed out at sea. They're feeding on squid, they're feeding on crustaceans. So what I wanted to capture with this particular painting was the kind of majestic flight. And I wanted to capture the personality of the bird. This amazing beak that it's got, where seabirds, they have a little tube on the top of their nose that it enables them to excrete salt so that they don't have to come to land to drink water, so they can drink seawater. So it gives their beak a really distinctive shape. And these birds, they're very friendly. It's very interesting when you do get footage of them on the land. They're kind of trusting and friendly. On land they're clumsy because there's not really the place where they spend much time. But in the air they're powerful. So that's what I wanted to do. And they also only come to land at dusk. And so I wanted to get those sunset colours. So you just give this bird the warmth and these beautiful wings and the personality that comes through in the eye, and this beak, this fierce beak, and yet it's friendly. So that was absolute joy to paint. I so loved painting it. It was just so much fun. But the other thing as an artist is that one of the parts of this project is to create, to put the design onto t-shirts. And I had this idea that I think t-shirts are kind of playful, and I wanted to do something different rather than having the painting on the t-shirts. And I wanted to capture the other aspect of the bird, what they're like on the land, with their beautiful webbed feet and this distinctive beak and this really alert eye and a kind of square-shaped head. And so I moved over to a completely different medium, which I use for my children's picture books. And that is a collage medium where I'm printing the papers myself, the colours, and then I print a pattern on top, and then I cut them out, and then we put them together as a collage. And so it's very, very different from the painting, but and so I decided to do that for the t-shirts. And here it is. And as you can see, it's we've got the this is the collage, and you can see the various patterns that I've got. It's actually, I normally would stick it down, but I wasn't quite sure. I thought, oh, should I use that one or should I use that one? So
I was testing and trialing various patterns and colorways out, and it was just important to get, they've got these long wings that actually stick out at the back, the webbed feet, that distinctive shaped beak, and the very alert, friendly eye, and of course the little grey face there. And then the oi is like its egg. It lays a single egg in the burrow, and so the oi is the Maori name, and it's got a little love heart on there. So there, and I thought it was kind of fun and playful, and that kiddies would like it, and I think actually adults like it as well. So we've had a good response from that. The local petrel heads have just been into the studio, and they were loving both designs. So that makes me as an artist very, very happy. So it was great. Yeah, it was an honour and a privilege, and it was actually a joy to do this project. So